got a sin in the deep. It's called What Up, Doe? What up, Doe?
What up, Doe? What up, Doe?
Boy, get this money. Would you also get this money? Boy, get this money. Would you get this money? Get this money.
What up, though? What up, though, everybody? Y'all, how y'all doing? Y'all already know what it is. It's your main man, Dice Clark.
Did you just say how y'all doing?
Yeah. What up, though? Yeah, I told him to stop worrying about that. Just keep. Jesus Christ.
Start over.
And then, right, because he like, did you just say how y'all
messed up the
doing?
whole thing, the introduction. Come on, man.
Man, I'll be tired. AKA, what up, though? Y'all already know what it is.
What up, though? What up, though? This is Gino. What up, though? What up, though? This is Gino, aka Knowledge, aka Faircon Jr., aka Kawan in the building. What up, though, y'all?
What up, though? What up, though, y'all? This is Dirt Dog, a.k.a. Tootie's son. Brendan's got a baby.
Is he letting us know he got a baby
You
on
got a
him?
baby on?
That's your homeboy Ted Skills. If you ever listen to that song, how deep it is, you know what I'm saying? Like Brenda was found in the trash heap, slain, you know what I'm saying? So the reason why I played that song, because we about to go over some major topics, because we have a real king in the building. And I'm gonna let him introduce himself. But before he introduces himself, I want to make good with my brother Dre.
Yes, come here, nephew. Come up here.
Because I'm a man. I'm a man.
Camera. Come up here.
I'm a man in my word. They didn't have the spirit that you wanted, you know what I'm saying? So I had to, you know what I'm saying, go out on faith and bring you a different kind of spirit.
Come on back here.
It was all in the it was all in the spirit, as
Is that
Gino
cheaper?
would say. And don't give your brother none, because he'll drink the whole bottle. So come on the
Come on right there. Tell him why you got it, because what?
My birthday.
Right.
50 years old.
Yeah,
So everybody give my man, my brother, happy birthday.
birthday.
Say he made the big
Appreciate that, bro.
Because your
I
brother
love
put him
you.
on blast
Yeah.
off camera.
I put him on blast on the phone.
Well, no, he just tried to put me on blast a few minutes ago, thinking that I didn't have the bottle.
Hey, well, I appreciate it, man.
All right, now go sit back
Go
down.
sit down, man. Only 4 stars here.
Like Ted Skills said, we have a special guest in the building.
Yeah.
We're going to let him introduce himself, and we're going to jump right in with some different topics. So y'all see the number up top. Y'all welcome to call in at any time, please. So, sir, let the people know who you are.
Well, good evening. My name is Judge Kenneth J. King of 36th District Court, City of Detroit.
Amen, amen. Y'all probably wonder how we get these type of people in here who take the time out. It's because we are award-winning podcast, you know what I'm saying? We get to use this sometimes when, you know, Gino bring it in and let us.
He took it out the shower.
I wouldn't touch on that thing like that.
I know.
He buffed it up for the judge today, though.
It's like going, but you know, can you introduce yourself and if you have any?
Did that.
Oh, did he?
Did you take a shot of the drink before you give us? Yes.
Give us some of your background, sir, since you already did your introduction.
So I was born and raised in Southwest Detroit. Went to Southwestern High School. In fact, when I was a senior there, Jalen Rose was a freshman.
Okay.
Shows you how old I am.
Okay.
So was Voshawn Leonard.
Yep.
Howard Isley was a sophomore. Anderson Hunt graduated the year before I did, if anybody knows or
I
remembers
never heard
him.
of him. Okay.
Never heard of Anderson? Remember the UNLV team with Grandmama?
He wasn't in. He ain't into sports.
I am in the sport, but
Okay.
I'm not.
No,
It's me and Ted.
we're not in. You don't even know your friends.
But you were there, yeah, as a senior. He was a
He was
junior,
a freshman.
a freshman. Okay.
Freshman.
You ain't cop nothing from Terry Meach, did you?
No.
Okay.
I will say, though, that back in the day, Terry was in my class. Meach was a little older. In fact, I don't remember Meach in high school.
Okay.
But Terry was in my class. And I remember being in gym and Terry coming up to me and asking me to buy some marijuana. I was like, "Oh man, I'm good."
Wow.
That was the early days.
You didn't cop no marijuana from?
No, sir, I
Did
don't
you smoke? You wasn't
I don't
smoking nothing?
smoke or drink. No, sir.
My man, that's me. I don't do none of that.
No.
Yeah.
What other type of criminal things have you done? Because you don't smoke or drink.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I did plenty. Yeah, I don't do it no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
We telling on
And
you.
guess what? I ain't never been to prison either.
Now, can I ask you a question, Dice?
Yes.
If anybody, like any of your friends, commit a crime with you, and it's a possibility you can go to jail, would you keep it silent and just go to jail with them?
Hell no. No.
Because you a snitch. Anyway, so we got the judge here.
So keep your crime.
He been saying it. He telling.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you do something and I'm not aware of the crime you're gonna do. Now, if we sit here and plot together,
No, I'm not plotting.
I'm gonna hold my own. But if I'm with you and you go out to do a crime and I'm with you, and that ain't snitching.
Like me,
You put my life in-
I got some illegal guns, and then I get pulled over, and then I throw you two, and I got two.
I'm be like, Your Honor, Ted Skills, formerly AKA God-fearing man. He lives such and such. He got plenty more at his house. Matter of fact, put me in y'all back seat. I'm gonna take y'all to his where he live, and we gonna go in there and because he got cold.
They say fuck the gangster test.
All right, I ain't no gangster.
Test.
I ain't no. I'm not a
smart
fool.
test.
I'm a gentleman and a gangster, and I'm a gentleman first. I'm not
No,
going to prison. I don't like being.
It's a little boy on Instagram.
Look, we already know
Shut
you
up,
a
gangster.
snitch, man.
It's a little boy on Instagram. He say, "Fuck the gangster test. I passed the smart test."
Yeah, exactly.
He said, "You better go do them 30 to 40
Now,
years."
if I do a crime, every crime I did by myself.
Right.
If you come with me, that's on you. But I'm not gonna tell on you if I get caught and we decide to do the crime together. But you're not gonna jeopardize my life. And I'm telling.
Okay, we got that. Your Honor, tell us, could you give us a brief summary of what kind of cases you resided over in? And what's
You will see him soon.
What's the most interesting part? give us a case and tell us what kind of cases you resided over.
So primarily the cases that I've done over the last 4 or more years have been homicides.
Okay.
Any homicide that happened in the city of Detroit came my way. Any sexual assault case, any domestic violence that included a felony, any child abuse, any elder abuse cases. Those were all concentrated to come to me. And that was since the pandemic. And that was because we had such a backlog in 36th District Court because of the pandemic that they wanted to free up the other judges and move those dockets and give me the cases that would take the longest times.
Wow.
And listen, while we on that too, since the election, I want to give a shout out and congratulations to Miss Gaines and Miss Scrubs, who won the primary, and they are judges now. Y'all make sure y'all check them out. Probate court. So
Are you
beautiful.
What about the president that won? Are you going to give him a shout out?
Who?
Donald Trump for winning?
And I also want to give a shout out to Raphael Washington, head of the sheriff department. You know what I'm saying? So they've been on our show.
Yeah.
We love them, and we glad that they won. And shouts out to them. Congratulations.
I got a question for you, Your Honor. Do you see a trend in as far as the people who are committing crimes? Are they becoming younger, more female? Like, give us something that you see now is more on the uptick versus in the past.
So the demographics has changed quite a bit. I'm starting to see defendants that are younger and younger, as young as 15 years old, committing first-degree murder, allegedly. I'm seeing more females charged with crimes.
Are they crimes of passion or
violent crimes? Mostly domestic violence type crimes.
I have a something I always say, and which is all women are wicked. I'm just put it out there.
What do that have to do?
So that demographic just proves.
Oh my God!
What I was just saying.
Can I ask you a question?
Man, wait, hold on.
Go ahead, man.
How do you cut me off like that? I don't get that.
Because any man that says all women that's wicked should be cut off.
So let me tell you something.
Let him say what he got to say. Go ahead. So we don't argue.
Never interrupt a man in the midst of his speech.
You wicked, but go ahead.
Because when you're in court, right, and someone interrupts what you're saying, that's just totally rude, and it can get
mercy.
Like reprimanded for that, right?
I don't want anybody interrupting me when I'm speaking.
Thank you. There you go.
Okay, so you have a question for him, sir?
It was just the question.
It was a statement.
Well, you just wanted to bash women. But anyway,
call in, share the button.
You
Please
wanted to
push
bash
there.
women. Do you think the reason why a lot of young people are committing more crimes because of the drug use? Because it seemed like a lot of kids are like more so using drugs like Percocets and all types of pills and all
I think
that
it's
kind
probably
of stuff.
even more complicated than that because there's a lot of different variables that come into play. I think first and foremost, people's homes. You got a lot of kids that are being raised by themselves. You have a lot of kids that are relying very heavily on social media type things. And then couple that with a lot of mental illness. And I'm not sure I can wrap my mind about what's going on out there, but we have more kids that are being diagnosed with being emotionally impaired and having other mental illnesses. And it's playing out. It's playing out in our schools. And these kids don't stay kids. They become adults eventually.
So there's no program or no place to where these kids can go or people can go, period, for mental illness, because it seemed like, you know what I'm saying, like it's a lot of black people walking around with these type of problems.
Well, we used to have places like that, state hospitals that would address those kind of things, but that was done years ago by an administration that kind of left us out in the lurk now. And so you have people with these mental illnesses, they're out and they commit crimes. A lot of times we have juveniles that may commit crimes because it's safer for them to be institutionalized than it is for them to be at home, where they're not being beat, being abused sexually, not hungry, because in custody, you get 3 squares, you get a place to sleep, you get to shower, you get to watch TV, you get to go to school. If you're sick, you get to go to the hospital. Some kids live better inside than they do outside.
Well, if you're 12, 13, 14, 15 years old and you commit murder, you're not going to juvenile no more, right? You're going to jail.
So does everybody get bound over at that age? Is what we're trying to ask you. Well, like, is that an automatic thing now, or do some of those children who offend, who commit first degree murder, still go to juvenile till they're 18 and then they're released, or do they automatically go to adult court?
Right.
So the prosecution gets to determine whether or not those youth get charged as adults. If they get charged as adults, then they go through the adult system, and they'll still be housed in juvenile facilities because we don't want them to be victimized if they go to prison by grown men, because they are still children.
Does a judge have anything? Can you say no, go against the prosecution and say I'm not going to charge this child as an adult? I'm going to keep it. You can't do that. Okay.
I don't have that discretion. Only thing I'm there to determine is if there's a crime that was committed and if we have the right person who committed it.
If there's enough evidence to bind them over.
Yes.
Okay. I got a question for you.
You have 5.
Okay, Jesus. This is a good question. With the state of how the police have been and are, how they handle black folks, have you ever seen, I can't tell you to be specific at all, and I'm not going to put you on the hook for that, but have you ever seen a case come before you where you knew the cops was lying? Like, man, come on now. And you kind of felt bad, but the evidence or whatever they presented, you still had to do your job, but you knew that maybe I guess it's not a really good question because you can't answer that really.
Well, I think I know along the lines that you're going on. And I've had a couple of situations. For the most part, let me say this. The police have a very difficult job. When they approach someone, they don't know what they're walking into, first and foremost. And so, but that's not to say that we don't have some bad apples out there too.
Yeah.
And that needs to be addressed. And by and large, I think in the city of Detroit, it is, because we don't seem to have the same kind of police issues that other places have, you know. But I've had a couple of cases, one of which comes to mind, where this guy was accused of shooting at police officers. So he was charged with felonious assault, carrying a concealed weapon, fleeing and eluding, all these kinds of things. And I'm sitting there and I'm listening to the case, and they tell me there's a video because there was a stationary camera that was on top of an apartment complex. Apparently this guy allegedly did a hand-to-hand transaction, which caught the attention of the police officers, and the police officers started to chase him. They said he ran, he jumped in the car, drove off, he jumped out of the car, he had a white plastic bag in one hand and a gun in the other hand, and he took off running and was shooting at the police as he was running. and the police, I believe, they shot him in the back or something like that, and that's how they ultimately caught him. And they kept making reference to a video. I say, well, if there's a video, why isn't the prosecution showing it? Because if you have some damning evidence on someone,
That's the first thing. Yeah,
they're going to show it to me. I said, and the attorney was newly appointed to the case, and clearly she didn't go through all the discovery. So I said, well, where's the video? I want to see the video. So I'm looking at the video, and the camera is stationary. It's not moving with the people, so I only get a part of it. So I get the part of him jumping out the car and running. And then what I noticed is that the so-called shells from his gun were in a whole different area. And this happened some time ago, so I'm trying to remember how it exactly went. But long story short, it was impossible based on what I seen from the video that he turned and fired the gun at the police officer. No, he pointed it at him. He didn't fire it at him. He pointed it at him.
Hey, hold on, caller. We're gonna tell you what up, though. Give us 1 second. We're gonna get right what you call.
And I said, well, where is the part about him pointing the gun at the police officer? Because I don't see that in this video. And so the prosecutor is arguing that it happened. I said, no, it didn't happen. So I dismissed the felonious assault on the police officer.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, but I kind of felt bad about it because I said, we want to protect our police because they have a very difficult job. And I felt kind of bad about it. So I talked to the officer in charge of the case. I said, you saw that video like I did. He didn't point that gun at the police officer. She said, Judge, you're absolutely right. I don't think he did either. And I brought it to the attention of my superiors, but it went way over my head. And I tell you something else, there was no hand-to-hand transaction at the gas station either.
Wow.
Well, we have a caller. Dirty, you want to take that?
Yeah. Are you still there, caller? What up, though? Talk to me.
Yes. What up, though?
Oh, it's a criminal. Hang up. You are not in court. Don't be calling and trying to talk to our judge.
Hey, I need that judge, man.
Is it fair?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Hey, cuz, how you doing? I was going to tell him. He done text me, inbox me, said it on here. He wanted to make sure we let you know, so he decided to call on his own. Mm-hmm. So there you go. This is Judge King. You can tell him. Don't tell him your whole case. You only got a couple minutes. Tell him hi. Welcome to the show, cuz.
What's up, Bear?
Hey, what's up? Hey, first of all, I love all y'all.
We love you too, cuz.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But yeah, I would love to sit down and talk with the judge, man, and just let him hear, what happened to me with Westland Police Department. It's like really, really, really unreal. I call it 5-year felony. They took all my guns and everything, and I didn't even get caught with no drugs.
Well, Mr. Bear, I'm going to play devil's advocate for a second, sir. Just out of curiosity, the guns that they confiscated, were they registered to you?
Yes, sir.
Oh, they were. So you have a CPL?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And were you? I don't know. Could be wrong. Were you selling drugs, sir?
No, don't do that.
I'm sorry.
Don't answer that question.
No, next call.
Do not answer. Hold on. First and foremost, do not answer that question.
Well, sir,
Wait a minute, Dirty.
Okay.
And two, you don't have to have a CPL long as your guns are registered.
Well, yeah.
You carry them properly.
Yeah.
Like in the trunk or something like that.
Well, is that what he did?
And you're not a felon. You can
transport.
You can have firearms.
Was that Mr. Bear?
Well, the worst part about my case was I hired Robert Slamiker. I was his last case before he was disbarred.
He sound like you got Bear. Not to cut you off,
disbarred,
but it seemed like
go ahead.
That's a lawyer. Sound like you hired a crappy lawyer. The way everybody's face turned up in here, but anyway, sound like he was a $50 lawyer. But
hey, you know what, Mr. Bear? Before we let you go, because we're we're gonna recommend for all you criminals that might want to call here. Hey, maybe like stack some money away for a good lawyer. Talk to you later, there, Mr. Bear. So you're all right. We got it. Okay.
Anyway, I'll get his information, cuz, and make sure you get to talk with him.
No, but
see what advice he can help you with.
Because this is a serious matter for him, though.
Yeah, I understand that.
It is. It is. Yes. It really, really is.
So let me say this to you, Bear. You had an attorney who has since been disbarred for ineffective assistance of counsel.
Damn.
Yes, sir.
You didn't look that up?
That may be worth you looking into to see if your case was handled properly.
Well, I got a lot of information that I need you to see, and if you just look at it, you'll be like, we're going back to court.
I don't think he can go back.
Well, cash out me $100 and I'll see what I can do for you, man. Well, thank you for calling in. God
bless and bye.
My man, I'll get it for you, though. Hey, Judge, you got a lot of people over here just showing you mad love, man. That's a good thing.
Talking good about you.
How they worked with you, some people.
I think it might be the suit. Now, where did
wait,
because you have your, I mean, it's nice and crispy, you know what I'm saying? They got all the bells and whistles on the suit.
What another one? What up, though? What up, though?
Jesus Christ.
Hey, man, hang on.
Hello?
Hey, what up, though? What up, though? This is Dirt Dog. Talk to me. Say something good. What's your name?
I love you, Judge King.
I love you, too. Who am I speaking to?
You're speaking to Queen.
Oh, this is Queen. Hey, Queen, how you doing? Queen is
Good, how are you?
part of the Facebook group that was organized called King's Corner.
Okay.
So they used to watch, because we used to live stream all of our proceedings every day. And so they used to watch, and then they formed a group and got very close to each other. And so we know each other by name now.
All right, what up, though, Queen?
What's up, Queen? You got Queen and the King in the building.
You know what I'm saying?
You got the best judge in 36th district in front of you guys right now.
Thank you for that, Queen.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate
we know
you.
that.
So we feel special then, like, to have them on our show. We just up and coming. So this means a lot to us. We appreciate you calling in. Did you have a question for King?
Oh, no, because I can ask him directly. I just wanted to show some love.
Hey, I love that. We appreciate you.
Appreciate you. Now I know what your voice sounds like.
There you go.
All right, bye, guys.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
But finish telling us about that case. So what happened with that? Was a guy, there was no hand-to-hand.
So
Cops lied on that.
Transaction.
And the gun, he didn't shoot the gun.
So what he ultimately ate was because he did have the gun.
Okay.
And he was fleeing and eluding the police, so he got hit with those 2 felonies.
Okay.
But what he didn't do, he didn't get bound over on, which was pointing the gun at the police officer.
Well, the police reprimanded behind that. I mean, they shouldn't be able to just make up something and then because you decide. I mean, I'm saying it's found out down the line that didn't happen, but nothing happens to them. Like, that's, to me, what if you would have went with it? Now this young man is locked up forever, potentially.
I got another one for you.
Uh-oh.
This one involved, it was a business that someone kept stealing the air conditionings off on top of the business. And they did it so much to where the owner of the business instilled cameras. So about 4 or 5 guys went up there and they were taking off these air conditionings.
I remember.
And so I'm sitting there and I'm looking at the picture and I'm looking at the defendant. They took some still pictures of the guys that did it. And I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, I see these guys. Yeah, this is happening, but I don't see this guy. Where's this guy at? And so I'm looking at I said, which one is supposed to be him? So they show me the still picture and I'm like, that's not, I literally want to get off the bench and hold the picture up to him. It's like, are y'all seeing what I'm seeing? This is not the same person.
Yeah.
And so ultimately I dismissed that case. And then I had his aunt that was in the audience. She said, Judge King, they told me that you would be fair. I've been telling the police that is not my nephew. And I did my own research, and the guy who did this has been doing this before. And I gave all that information to the police, and the police told me it'll work its way out in court.
So
this guy sat in jail for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Wow.
Waiting on his case to be disposed
And
of.
never did.
Possibly lost his job. And
So that's what I'm saying. Is there anything that happens to the officers who make up stories? Like if we report a false crime, we can go to jail. Are they reprimanded, held accountable for being, to me, dishonorable?
Well, in that situation, we can chalk that up as to a mistake, I suppose. And then understand that police have qualified immunity.
What is that, sir? Please
that means that they have, if they're acting within the scope of their job and they make a mistake, then they can't be held accountable for the mistake they make, unless it's grossly negligent.
I got a question for you.
Wait, hold on, Tez. I got is this pertaining to that?
I mean, you basically told me to be quiet.
Saved by the bell. Hey, dirty head.
I was next.
We don't take turns. It ain't no next.
Okay.
I was talking, so let me answer my question. So, but you told me to be quiet, so you can go next.
Answer the phone, Dirty.
Okay. What up, though, y'all? We're sorry we'll be a little bit dysfunctional today. The Lions are playing at 8:30. We got a wonderful judge here, and Tez is tripping in. So, talk to me. Say something good.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening. Who are we speaking with?
This is Ishmael Perry.
Mr. Perry, how you doing, Councilman?
Hey, doing well.
Hey,
man.
Who did he say it was?
Ishmael.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You
Hey,
know
how
who
you
he
doing,
is.
man? Yes, sir.
Yeah, the future legislator.
Yes, sir.
So I'm glad y'all got Ken up on there. Y'all got a solid judge on there. I've been knowing Ken and his dad and his family for a long, long time.
Yeah, we go way back.
And so I think that even though he went to Southwestern and I went to Northwestern.
Right.
Well, I apologize for all them butt whippings we gave y'all.
Yeah.
Not in football, though, dude. Not in football. No, but I want to say this to your listening audience. You have a gem of a judge that's in your mix.
Thank you. We appreciate
that. That gentleman there has been really involved in the community. He has actually done a lot of yeoman's work to the Southwest and in other parts of the city of Detroit. So you guys can learn a lot from him about the legal. And yes, I am going to write policies that actually get on police officers who do falsify on crime.
Well, hurry up and get in office.
That's going to be one of my bills that's going to be up there.
That's what's up.
I think that'll be a great thing, man. I mean, if you pioneer that or champion that, I mean, I do not think police, especially, I hate to say this, with the state of the climate, Trump being elected, from what I understand, Trump says he wants to give police complete immunity for the bullshit and the fakeness that they put out here on black and brown people.
But it's not what y'all think. Just like
let me clear that up.
That don't mean they can just pull up and kill you and get away with it.
I'm not
they have to
that.
be in the scope of their duty, doing what they're supposed to do by law.
Right. So this is what I want your listening audience to understand about government. Once they do a crime, like say if they shoot or harm or assault someone, their government immunity dissipate right after that. So they don't have government immunity after they create a crime of that magnitude. So don't think that they're going to get government immunity because the state's going to make the decision. So people like me up in Lansing are going to make those decisions. It's not going to be just up on the president. He has to get the policy there, but the states have to occupy the form of it. So if you have a Democratic governor, which we're about to have a new governor and a new lieutenant governor, those decisions will be made by them.
Well, but thank you, Mr. Terry, man. You know I love you. Appreciate all you do, and I will be getting with you soon, man. Do some more stuff in the community.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to sitting on the couch with y'all, man.
Hey, man, don't be such a stranger. Let's get together soon. I haven't seen you in a minute.
Most there.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Thank you, sir.
All right, yeah, be good.
Now, real quick.
All right, Timmy.
No, not me. It's not my turn. It's his. But
No,
real quick, I want to pat my brother on the back though, Gino, for bringing in a terrific guest because we've been talking about this for a while, me and Gino. We go back and forth on the phone every Sunday. It's like the devil called me every morning or whatever to go back and forth on who's coming on the show next. But I pat him on the back because I think the last guest that Gino had, Dirty, did you like them?
No, I didn't really like them. You know, they were part of a small sect. I think it was like a cult. The Israelites. And it's really just a platform to have threesomes. Anyway, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. Do you have a question for the judge?
Well, no, actually, I want Gino because Gino has something to say. So
then
Gino's going to answer whatever questions. And then I can touch them out.
You know what?
What? Go ahead, man.
I'm going to ignore all of that right now.
Yeah, you crazy.
You're such a gentleman.
But the question that I had is about the Young Thug case. And I want to know your take on things like what was he charged with? Why was he being held that long. And even after all of that, what made him take the plea bargain so he can get out, I guess, early or whatever? And
I also want to add that plea. Do you think was that a good deal that he took?
Unfortunately, I know absolutely nothing about the Young Thug case. I didn't follow.
Oh wow!
Well,
I
just
didn't
to give you a
follow
little
it
bit
at
of
all.
an update. He got out. I'll tell you why he got out. He didn't want to sit in jail no more.
Wait, tell him why they
What was he charged with?
in jail. Why they charged him.
What, it was a Rico
It
case.
was a Rico case, but
Okay.
they tried to use against him
His music.
his music and lyrics.
Saying that they were an admission.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was already in jail for like what 7 to 8 months or something like that.
No longer than that.
And then they let him out, but he took a plea, and his probation is for like 15 years. He can't do this. He can't go back to Atlanta.
He can't go to Atlanta.
Where he's from.
He can't be around no gang members, no gang activities. He can't rap no longer about gang activity, gang related music, and really our culture of music. We're expressing what we go through in the Black community. So they basically taking away what hip hop is about.
With him, like most defendants, their first priority is getting out of jail.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Whatever you want, I'll plead to it. I mean, I get to go home today, right?
Right.
So that's
like they were saying.
That's the realization of a lot of defendants that are charged with something. They don't care what they plead. Have somebody plead to 15 felonies as long as I'm going home.
Yeah.
They're not thinking about how that's going to affect them down the road.
Right.
So is it a bad thing to get 15-year probation?
I've never heard of a 15-year probation, but understand that each state has its own penal code, which has its own set of laws. So we don't have anything like that here that I'm aware of. The most I've heard is probation for 5 years, and to me, that's a long time to be on probation.
Yeah.
Can you do me a favor, Judge? I hope I pronounce her name right, but Naraya, she see you on our podcast, and I guess it's her mom. Natasha says she's waving in the camera.
Oh,
so could you wave back at her?
That's the baby.
Yeah.
Hey,
so
how you doing?
She see you and got happy.
Right,
I see. So,
right.
man, I'm gonna just say I'm blown away today with this following you have, man. I want to say thank you for all you do. What I'm seeing and hearing from all these people, because I don't know you personally, and thank God I never had to go in front of you. But even if I had to, I'm sure it would have been a fair case. So thank you for being.
Well, that's what I aim for. That
we
everybody that comes
appreciate
before
that.
me is treated fairly. That's my goal. Because any one of us can be charged with a crime doesn't mean that we did anything.
Right, facts. And we all know, and all of us sitting up here, we a victim of it, and we can easily get caught up. And there's a lot of us in jail and not really guilty of the crime they got accused of. Like you said, you done experienced where if you wasn't the judge to look deeper into it, them people would be in jail right now.
That's right.
And last thing I want to be regarded at.
He's snitching ass. He telling them even if you ain't do shit.
I'm gonna help you do your job, Judge.
Yeah, he like tell with you.
I'm dirty.
He giving out videotapes,
everything.
Recordings.
I just posted y'all today on some ignorant stuff. Like
you ain't even get our consent for that shit.
I don't need it.
You was a snitch. Anyway,
the last thing I want to be is a rubber stamp.
Well,
so I'm going to hold, and being out of the prosecutor's office and practicing criminal defense before I was a prosecutor, I know what it's supposed to look like. I know what the proofs are supposed to look like. And if it's not there, then I have no other choice.
I definitely had a question for you before Gino told me to be quiet. We were talking like off the air. You were saying like it's an increase in women domestic violence and them being incarcerated. So what do you think is causing that, and what's your reason? What's the reason behind that? You think?
I really can't explain why we have an uptick of women committing crimes, particularly our young women. Violent crimes, our young women.
Are a lot of the cases like murder cases, domestic violence cases? What are like?
They're mostly domestic violence cases, and a lot of it revolves around these cell phones. Guys, you leaving way too much information in your cell phone.
Yes,
your
sir.
Girl getting a hold of it.
Yes, sir.
And she tripping out when she see what she sees.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And she'll go upside your head, pull a knife on you, pull a gun on you in some instances, whatever the case may be.
Can any of y'all fellas up here relate to that?
So only when I say all women are wicked, and that's what I'm actually talking about, meaning that they are all emotional.
You know you came from a woman.
Before.
What did that mean?
She wicked too.
Well,
his mama.
dirty.
She's
Before we go any
emotional too,
further,
especially when
I disagree with everything Gino is saying.
Me too.
I do not agree.
My
with
mama
that.
ain't wicked.
I don't listen. I do not stand on
so
that.
Let me.
What he's saying, I do not agree with nothing he's talking about. Period.
And just to set the record straight, I want to ask you something. The Hebrew Israelites are some of the most upstanding citizens that we have. Am I correct?
Who says that? Does the judge know that?
You asking me?
Yeah, I mean,
once again, we don't have a clue about none of that stuff you're talking about.
I didn't know you too. I didn't know that you were one.
And y'all family. So next question. Why Gino? He don't even know. Why would you?
Let me say this. I want to say this to our viewers because we haven't paid them attention. They all on you.
They on it, man. Ain't they?
Listen, I'm sorry if y'all asking us to tell him something or say something to him.
Call in.
He can't see it, but y'all welcome to call in.
Yeah.
But everybody is trying to tell you hi. You know, they want to say hi to you. They give you mad shout out.
Heather said we are not wicked.
Yeah.
I have to agree with Heather.
Yeah.
I'm not going to paint everybody with a broad brush.
Look,
Nothing here is monolithic.
Are they emotional?
Men. I'm running across a lot of emotional men too.
Why are the men emotional? It's because they was raised by a lot of women, single women.
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, the ones that are emotional.
Do you want women not to watch our show?
He don't want women to like him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just simple. He is on that.
That's just the truth.
He want to put you in a box.
He want to be the most hated man.
The thing is, he's trying to convince me that women are wicked. I'm not. I got a wife to go home.
You know what I'm saying? So do we. I think. I don't know. You know.
I mean, I think it's safe to say that no one is going to agree with the nonsense Gino is talking. I mean, I gonna call it nonsense, but I don't think it's safe to say that no one is going to agree.
No, someone who would agree with him.
It's okay. It's okay because I don't have to have the world agree with
right.
You see what I'm saying?
But don't be trying to block our show.
That's just like you said the thing about Trump, right?
Gino,
that's your opinion.
No, listen.
Am I right?
What I'm saying is, you're right. You have to believe in whatever you believe in. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. So if you think all women is wicked, you know what I'm saying, and came from hell and demonic, you know what I'm saying, that's good because it's more for me. Another chess piece off the table.
Well, so listen, hold on, y'all. So we can ask our viewers to share our post because this is a beautiful thing.
Wait, hold on, not just to share our posts. But also,
I was gonna say that.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll pass it over to you.
Gotcha.
You know,
gotcha.
Right now, y'all watching on What Up Doe Podtalk on Dice Clark or What Up Doe page. Push the share button for us. Let me reach more people.
Let me clear the air too, though, because I don't want anybody saying anything different. I do not believe women are wicked. I disagree wholeheartedly with Gino. Women are not wicked. They are the most beautiful, sensitive creatures I know.
Kid, I would like to add this. I would like to add this, kid. You are a very smart man. I would like to say that you are very smart and you know what to say.
What the hell is wrong with you?
So,
fear, man.
You heard the king has spoken.
The king has spoken.
So listen, not only push the share button on here, we also have a YouTube page that we need y'all to subscribe to help post it. So Gino, can you please let the are y'all gonna listen to Gino?
Probably not. You don't need to do it, y'all.
Listen,
this is something nice though. You gotta say.
We need y'all to listen. Please listen to Gino right now. After he say what he say, you don't have to listen to him no more.
But tell them what they can do, Gino.
Y'all can listen, y'all can take it, or y'all don't have to.
Oh,
of
man,
course, that's y'all opinion. I just don't fear, man. I don't go.
Could you just give him the pod?
Lord, I don't go by what the world says. I go by what the Bible says.
Can
now,
you know what we say?
You can go to YouTube
or not, huh?
You can check us out on YouTube, and this is the What Up Doe show. Sometimes it's very controversial, sometimes it ain't. But you can go to the What Up Doe show, Pod Talk on YouTube, and that is on What Up Doe. W.U.D. Go to What Up Doe W.U.D.
on YouTube.
YouTube.
And please push the subscribe button. We trying to blow up. As y'all see, we are award-winning podcast. We won for the brand new podcast. Shout out to John Mason. Shout out to Miles Dixon from Podcastic, and everybody else who's involved in that. So
also you can follow it, and then yeah, of course. But also follow us on our Instagram page as well at What Up Doe _talk. Once again, that's What Up Doe _talk on Instagram.
Yeah, so and as y'all see, we have such a evidently one of the greatest people in the city, not just for his occupation, but yes, definitely being in 36th District Court. We all know as black men, all of us have stepped foot in the courtroom for some reason.
You for snitching, probably. Like you probably like.
You know, we still on air. You better be careful because
you're right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Let's talk. So Dice, I guess it's safe to say all the women will hate me and all the men will hate you.
But no, let's talk.
I don't mind because the women gonna love me. I'm gonna be all right with them.
Let's touch on snitching a little bit before we go. What do you think is considered snitching and what's not snitching? Because like if somebody drive by a house and shoot the house up and kill 10 kids, you know what I'm saying? Or at least one kid. And you have to go to court and testify that against that person, and they killed an innocent child. Is that snitching?
No, and I agree with you. That's what I want people to understand when Dirty saying that about me. Remember, I started off stating that if you jeopardize me or anybody else, our job and duty is to protect our community and our kids and our women, right? So, and then you got this same thing, a thin line with this code in the street shit.
Right.
But how you not break the code in the street if somebody do a drive-by and kill 10 kids and you know who it is?
That's true.
That ain't snitching.
That's not snitching.
No, and especially if you with me.
Now, snitching to me, this is my opinion. If we all decided to do a crime together,
correct,
and then I go and snitch and be like, "All right, listen,
you're not gonna do that."
You know I ain't. I said if we out together and we gonna have fun.
He almost caught some hands. You see that?
Dirty, I almost
caught himself.
See, that's the true nature.
They just need to come out just that quick. Y'all saw that? I almost got assaulted in front of a judge. And it wasn't no need for snitching.
We have to let Dice finish saying what
I was saying. The difference is like we all decide to go and hang out, and we go into this bar, whatever, and then Dirty decided to pop a perk and want to rob the place.
What?
And don't tell us, right?
Right.
And then he expect us not to snitch because it's a cult. No, that's not. You jeopardize us. You put us in harm's way.
Dirty don't do perks.
So it's fair. Dirty pop a perk and do something crazy. We can tell on his ass.
Hell yeah, because he got no business doing that.
So that sounds like the scenario on Juice. When a man went into the bar and they asked he asked if they want a piece of it, and then Tupac.
We don't want a piece.
Tupac said we should go in there and get a piece of this. And then Omar Epps was like, no, we ain't going in there. But they didn't snitch though.
See, I'm gonna let you long with it. I want to say one thing. I don't be popping no perks, and I don't do crimes. So whatever y'all hearing up here is a false allegation.
We didn't accuse you of doing that.
But why y'all both say perks?
It was hypothetical. We use a submit.
Well, let's ask the judge.
Are you guilty?
What's your take? What's your take on that whole snitching code thing, Judge? Like, what do you think?
I think the whole concept of snitching is something that's made up by the streets to keep people from testifying against me for something that I did wrong. And any pressure that I can apply to get you to not do it. Now, I understand what you were saying, my man in the Lions gear. What's your name again?
Dice Clark.
Dice.
Yes, sir.
I understand
you won't
what Dice
see that
saying.
in court.
So if Dice sets out to do a crime with some others, everybody gets caught, and now Dice trying to save his own behind by telling what everybody else did to get him out, then I could see how that can be regarded as snitching.
Right.
But at the same time, even the law looks at that a little differently, because you're going to have to come with more than just that. You're going to have to come with more than just the testimony of a co-conspirator, so to speak, or somebody that's aided and abetted in a crime. You're going to need some other evidence, because the law is going to look at you very skeptical, because we recognize you just trying to save your own behind.
Now, what if you had a scenario, right? And I'm going to give a broad scenario. We say something like Bumpy Johnson, right? And he's respected in the streets, but he's feared in the streets, right? He do a crime on the streets. Ain't nobody going to say nothing. Ain't nobody going to talk, because what?
They're afraid. Right? That's the reality that we live in, and we deal with that every day, particularly in our homicide cases, because you have two kinds of witnesses. You have those that are closely connected to the victim and they want to testify. And then you have those that just so happen to see what they saw. And those people are afraid because they saw what happened to the dead guy, and they don't want to be the next dead guy.
But what if you have those who seen it, they witnessed it, but they love and respect Bumpy Johnson, right?
Well, wrong is wrong, though, right?
I mean, I get that. Yeah, wrong is wrong.
You know,
but you still have that scenario though.
You didn't
then
create that
don't
person's
people
life.
get
You can't
subpoenaed?
end it. Yeah, they could be if they talk, and what happens is they'll talk and they'll tell what they saw, and then sometime afterwards, whether it be other people in the community or the person's friends or family, somebody gets to them or starts calling them a snitch, and all of a sudden you don't want no parts of it. But now the police already have your statement. They know that you saw what you saw, so we're going to try to drag you in there to tell the story.
Let me say this too, and I feel this. I always felt this because everybody contradict themselves. They not a snitch until it happened to them. You know what I'm saying? Because now I want everybody to. If it happened,
somebody kills your loved one, you want somebody.
Now you
to come
want somebody to step up
happened.
and tell
Right.
you know what happened. But then if it ain't your family, oh, that nigga a snitch. Why he telling? But then as soon as one of their cousins or family members get killed, now it's nobody want to step up and tell us who did. You know, none of that. Like to me, that's contradiction. Everybody always saying it's cold, not snitching, but it's rules to this shit.
But also those days is honestly, in my opinion, is over with.
Yeah.
I think that everybody's snitching now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
but you know, the thing is that we don't have to rely on the so-called snitches as much anymore because everything is on the video.
Everything don't need them.
We have green light video. You have door ring video.
You know what's so crazy? A lot of times these people are snitching on themselves. They'll do a crime, commit a crime, and they'll take it to social media, show all the money, or show or talk about what that the crime that they committed. Like it's crazy. Like this social media thing, these cameras have really made people like go crazy.
So I got a quick question for you. What's your relationship? Well, I'm intelligent, so I have an intelligent guest here. So I want to let him understand that What Up Doe Podtalk is also an intellectual show, and sometimes we do a little buffoonery. Excuse me. What's your relationship with Kim Worthy?
I have a very good relationship with Prosecutor Worthy.
Well, don't say that.
But wait a minute.
Keep going.
I don't know what garnered that, because understand this. Again, another very difficult position to be in. And she doesn't prosecute every crime in Wayne County. She has a number of prosecutors who are responsible for doing that. But she has a very difficult job, and she does a very difficult job very well, and has been for a very long time. If I had to pick someone who has been upstanding and scandal-free in this community for as long as she's been around, it would be her, because you never heard her name brought up in any kind of scandal or anything like that.
You don't think, when I understand that Detroit, you're going to have mostly black males, but it just seemed like she's very hard, even for the smallest things.
Like what?
On black men. Well,
give some for instance.
Okay, I'm going to give you a for instance. I know of a person, could be very close to me.
Not me.
who got caught with an expired CPL.
Okay.
And
don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. And it's a serious question. Who had an expired CPL, and he was going through something major in his life. So the notice came to the mail to where he was residing at, but he wasn't residing there at the time. So long story short, she wanted to give this gentleman a felony instead of giving him a misdemeanor. He has never been convicted of anything, but and he was a professional gentleman. And all he had was an expired CPL.
Well, Dirty, I think that carrying a legal firearm is a felony charge.
Okay, well,
I think if I'm mistaken,
you want her to follow things by the letter of the law. And by the letter of the law, he's wrong.
No doubt he's wrong. But do you, in some cases?
So what do you want her to do?
You want her to show more leniency.
Yeah, you have the ability.
A
prosecutor. I'm sorry.
So who do I blame? Do I blame her, or do I blame her attorney? Because there's a lot of different things that are available at his disposal as a first-time offender. I don't know how old he is. How old is he?
How old was you when that happened?
Oh, I was 45. Actually, I would say it was me. Shit, it was me.
At 45?
Yes.
Okay.
And I had to seriously. I hired an attorney. This is some serious shit. I hired an attorney, and the judge didn't even understand. I forget his name. It was a white judge at the time. But he didn't even understand why she was so dead set on trying to give me a felony, right? So long story short, my attorney, man,
No
wrote a
criminal
letter
record?
and
No criminal record?
nothing. I don't have nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Just ain't got caught yet.
So what was the circumstances of having the gun? What were you doing with the gun?
I wasn't doing nothing. I was at a park after dark.
Okay.
And the police officers came and I was parked after dark or whatever. And
What was you doing in that car at the park after dark? This shit sound
By yourself?
like, this shit sound really weird. I'm telling you, the story sound really weird.
sound like a Diddy party.
In defense of her, you know, the toughest job to have is to be a prosecutor. And even with Harris, you know what I'm saying? They gave her hell and didn't want to vote for her for being a prosecutor.
But that's her job.
You know, these are these people's jobs.
Okay,
and you can't be that ignorant. Not calling you ignorant,
Yeah, I understand
but you
that.
can't be that ignorant to think that a person have to do their job.
Okay, well, okay, here's the thing.
As a
Why
prosecutor.
you ain't do your job and stop carrying it when your license expires?
See, I didn't even
That's called being responsible. Like that's
Can
your
I answer this
responsibility to get your shit together.
I see I'm being filibustered. Here's the thing, right? The judge, it got back to Kim Worthy that I had certain contracts and this, that, and the other. But if I'd have got hit with a felony, they was gonna try to take them. So my lawyer, who I hired with his rip off ass, pause on that shit. But he advised me after he did his long fight and all this shit. They don't give you no jail time, whatever. They're just gonna give you probation. I'm gonna have a felony because you nuts. You know what I'm saying?
But you can expunge that after 9 years.
But I can't keep these contracts.
5 now. It's 5 now. Okay, after 5 years.
So long story short, do you know this is the craziest thing? This is crazy. These people in the story, they don't believe it. She has a guy who's under her, who he appoints to her or whatever. And my attorney was talking to me on the phone while they were in court, when they were in the hallway deliberating or whatever. I'm at home. And so he said, well, they go to such and such right there. I forget the guy's name. I want to give him credit too.
Was it Hathaway?
Yes. So short cat, yeah. So he said, I'm gonna go talk to him. I said, man, listen, you playing with my life. I said, do me a favor, man. I swear on everything. I said, let me talk to him. He put him on the phone. I told him exactly what was going on. He said, sir, and I was very respectful. I said, man, you know, I got certain contracts. He said, but a felony would jam me up. You know what I'm saying? Could you please just give me a misdemeanor? Nobody. And he said to me, he said, sir, we're still gonna go ahead. I'm listening to you, and I don't usually talk to anybody on the phone. He said, but I'm gonna still go ahead. We're gonna go ahead with the felony. And I told him, I said, you know what, Your Honor? Sir, I said, I thank you for taking the time out. Whenever I was supposed to go back to court for sentencing, this man walked into the courtroom. I was sitting there with my attorney. He looked over at me, smiled, walked up to the judge, said something to the judge, and walked out, and they dropped the case.
Now you said you
okay. So now you do realize that he is part of Kim Worthy's administration.
I believe yes,
you're right.
But I believe he did it. I don't believe she had nothing to do with it.
But you got caught at a park. Wait, you said now let's go back. You had a firearm and got caught at a park after dark.
Well, it was dusk.
Was it a prostitution charge?
No, it was not no charge.
What?
It was
prostitution.
It was nothing erroneous.
Attached to that.
Well, he just sounded like a criminal to me because he broke the law twice. He in the park after dark against the law, carrying a gun without his license.
With a prostitute.
Kim Worthy, as I know, Kim Worthy is going to go by the letter of the law. She's going to go by the book. If you're able to cut something with one of her deputies or whatever, and she doesn't know about it, then so be it. But if it's going to go to her, she's going to follow the law, and she's going to do that with everyone, regardless of your age, your race, or anything else.
So why do you think he took that upon himself to do that? Even after she
might have been involved in it too, Dirk. You never know. She might have agreed to it and helped your ass out. That's why. She took forever. It don't matter how you got to follow the law, bro.
Because they have to look into things. Because understand this also, she gets presented with people who have been so-called wrongly convicted. They don't just go by your word and say, okay, I'm just going to reverse everything. They have to look into it. They have to investigate it.
Can I
you saying that you have contracts and stuff, they don't know you from a can of paint.
But they made me prove that shit.
Did you falsely accuse a man on this platform here today? Did you falsely accuse him of something?
Yep.
Huh?
No, I don't believe so.
He did.
Did you apologize that fast and falsely accuse the man right here on this platform today, right?
Of being what?
Nothing, but you did it.
So
here's
the thing.
You going to jail.
I think you have a problem with falsely accusing people of things. Just because you hear one side of a story. I think you are the type of person, no disrespect, that once you hear one thing, I think you run with it. And that's the part you should stop doing. Just because somebody say something, that don't mean it's always the truth.
What now? Hold on, wait a minute now. Hold on, excuse me.
I think the point that's being made though is that we don't necessarily know if that had to be cleared through Prosecutor Worthy before he could do what he did. And maybe that's why he didn't act as soon as he talked to you. It took that next day for you to be in court for him to come in and act because it had to be cleared.
Okay, so she did have to clear it though.
I don't know.
Never know.
It's possible.
But you got to understand also, even with the judge and Kim Worthy and prosecutors they don't make the laws. So they just abide by them. That's their job. Just like you go to work, when you work for somebody, they gave you your job description, told you what you need to do. You just follow the laws. You work with friends who work for you, and they get mad at you because you like, hey man, I'm doing what my boss told me to tell y'all to do.
And I understand all of that, sir. And both of you assholes should have left me. Okay, fuck that. Now I'm saying, listen. Let me explain something to you. If I'm a goddamn prosecutor and I got the discretion to say, look, I ain't gonna fuck this man's life. Excuse me, Your Honor, you ain't about to hear that. I'm not gonna jam this man's life up, take away because he forgot to renew a goddamn license. That's wrong.
That part.
Let me ask you a quick question.
I'm not even talking
Let me ask you a quick question real quick.
But once you handled correctly though. At the end of the day, it was dismissed. You didn't even walk away with the misdemeanor. You got the case totally dismissed.
They should have locked his ass up.
Now let me ask you this, Gino, real quick.
Wait, didn't you tell Dirty? Did you tell Dirty that he should stop accusing? But earlier you accused me of accusing you of not. And I just asked you a question.
Yep, I'm gonna go with you now.
Not bringing Dre's bottom.
I want to ask you a real quick question though, like honestly, and the judge too. Why do you think when Trump won the seat in office to re-win it, why did a lot of black women take to social media and blame black men for not supporting Mrs. Harris? Like
because 20% of black men voted for Trump.
But 80% of black men voted for Harris.
But that's still a high percentage. 20%. If you're talking about 20% of,
you feel like that's a high.
Million, if you're talking about millions of people, 20% of a million is how much?
200,000.
20,000.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
No, that's 100,000 of 1 million.
Oh, well, whatever.
Oh, you said 2 million?
No.
Oh yeah, that's 200,000.
I think that no black man.
I don't think you can fault, but I think I kind of think it's a sad thing that black women or we point our fingers. Period.
But
at each other.
It wasn't just black men.
No, it was not.
Yeah, because this is not our fault.
It was not. No, it was not our fault. It was a lot of variables that went into why she lost as well.
Right.
You know, you had a large segment of the Latino community that did not support her, and that was because mostly misogyny and people believing that a woman cannot lead a nation.
Yeah.
When I was teaching at Henry Ford College, I had a white woman. And this is when Hillary Clinton was running. She told me that she would never vote for a white woman for president because that's a man's job. And there's a lot of people of that mindset.
Yes. Right. And plus, not just to say this, America, what it showed me about this election is that America is still the most racist country on the planet. You allowed a man to become president who had 30, 40 felonies, tell you exactly what he do, grabbing women by their private parts, being disrespectful, this, that, and the other. If Obama, and I just want to say this to me showed me this. If Obama would have been convicted of one misdemeanor, he never would have won nothing. Okay? Not white folks. America, man, is still the most racist country on the planet. And then you had that small percentage to the right of me who don't believe that a woman can run the most powerful office in the world.
Why'd you take it back and say not white folks? Most racists are white.
Do you think a woman can run the
hold on, I asked Dirty.
And I'm gonna tell you why. It's because it was not just white folks. It was a collaboration of white people and other people.
To being racist, where does that come from?
Well, racism comes from white folks.
That's it.
And black people.
So listen, we're gonna pause right there because we're gonna take this time out. We have to promote our special sponsor for the week, for the month. Again, shout out to Forever Meach. Make sure y'all go follow him. Do we have the card on file to be? It's on there now. So check out this information. It's in Southfield. It's black owned. It's called Clear Physical Therapy, LLC. This young brother, again, I'm going to say this every week for the rest of the month. I think he's 35 years of age. He do a lot of great things in the community. He's an actor. He's a director. He's a promoter. He's a father. He just amazed me. But listen, if you ever been in a car accident and need physical therapy, you need to see a doctor, whatever, they can help you. Make sure y'all check out that card. Call out there, and if you let them know What Up Doe Podtalk sent you and they help you, they might even give you a discount. So let them know. So reach out to them, Clear Physical Therapy, LLC, and much love and respect to him. Y'all can follow him on all social media platforms at Forever Meech. And you let him know when y'all do reach out to him that y'all saw this on What Up Doe podcast and y'all was able to get this information through us to support them. Support your people, man. Hey, listen, we over the time. Judge, this has been a great show.
Before, also go on to YouTube.
Yes.
Also go on to YouTube, follow, share, subscribe. Go to YouTube to What Up Doe, W.U.D. What Up Doe, W.U.D. That's our new channel on YouTube.
Also, black and brown women, I just want to let you know that we love you. You know what I'm saying? I love you. I don't know about this man down here. I love you. And you know, we not against you. And I don't think you're wicked. Maybe he think you're wicked, but you know.
And I want to say one thing. I feel personally attacked by you today, Tez. You know, I really don't appreciate how you just really went off on me. You say I should have been incarcerated. Dice said I should be locked up. That's just wrong. You don't tell that.
I said, I said it was prostitution involved.
There was no I've never been.
Because you was at the park.
Maybe they dropped all the
never
charges.
had a prostitute in the park.
Judge.
Wait, hold on. I gotta say something. I do love my black and brown women.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
But
next week, I'm not sitting next to you.
Thank
Well, you can say that bullshit.
Hey,
I want to speak, bro.
I do love my black and brown women, but you are very emotional, right? I know you're triggered by that word wicked. There's some wicked men out there that are emotional also, and they're wicked, right? But all women are emotional. And I love it.
Whatever. He took y'all all wicked and evil, but
Judge, listen, I personally want to say I thank you.
thank you.
Thank you guys for having me. I had no idea I would have this much fun.
We bring a lot of people,
y'all
man.
are hilarious.
Everybody who come on the show, they come in just not knowing what to expect.
Y'all are hilarious. Y'all told me I was coming here to talk about voting. We talked about everything but voting.
Yeah,
It was a
you off
setup.
guard. We want to make sure you real, like you're really down to earth. But with the views and the comments, man, it speaks for itself, man. I thank you and I appreciate you being the man who you are.
Yes.
Thank
and
you,
salute
man.
to your
Appreciate
tailor, man. Salute to your
Thank
tailor.
you. Thank you.
Y'all,
I got a good tailor now.
Yeah, I told him he had competition. You probably like, that's what I'm talking about. Now next week, like Rhea, shout out to Robert Rhea, my sister Rhea said just last week that we all should do a show on one Sunday and come up here dressed up.
I don't want to embarrass y'all.
Yeah, you barely got shoes. But anyway.
That's it.
Hit that share button, go to YouTube and subscribe. We love y'all for always tuning in, man. We thank you.
Go Lions.
Go
Lions.
Y'all see what
Go
it is.
Lions.
We love y'all. We out of here, man. Peace.
Peace.
Peace out.
Hey, we got a fan in the deep. It's called What Up Doe. What Up Doe?
What up, dude?
Boy, get this money. Would you also get this money? Boy, get this money. Would you get this money? Get this money.